I read in the paper that they finished installing the water into Parker Road up by where the landfill is.
Right. Well, that's a very interesting story too, because the landfill originally was owned by Filiberto Sanitation, which was a local garbage collector, and I worked for the family. And when they went out to Parker Road and started dumping in the thing, it all had to be inspected. And it's always really bothered me because it wasn't they who caused the pollution, but because when they ran the sanitation system, in his office, the walls were covered with the plaques for the best run and best cared for landfill in New Jersey, right? And in fact, I was working on the thing there because the senior Filiberto used to raise golden black Angus cows along with his buddy the Menons, and so but he frequently changed where he wanted things. So we would dig up something and move it, and okay, now the pasture's going to be over here, not there, because the landfill was gaining. And we were there, I think it was an anniversary, so that they could open the first cell to check to see what happened with the garbage before they could open another cell. And they came and they dug with a backhoe, and the only thing that hadn't degenerated into dirt was oak pallets, the large ends of the oak pallets, which stuff came in and the garbage was pushed on originally. And they said, well, you can start using this cell all over again because it's clean. There's nothing in there. So, I mean, that's how they ran it. And they ran it for years. And then when they sold it to a company called Landfill. And Filiberto, by that time, had expanded also. They had Chester, but they also had a dump up in Bud Lake. And they bought them. And they used to cheat by sneaking garbage from up in, I think it was Massachusetts, or one of the New England states, here in the middle of the night, and dump it in the two landfills, which was totally illegal. And that's how it got all the contamination. Well, then they closed it, because it had contaminated. And for years after it got contaminated, the state had purifying in each house along the road there. And it took them, I guess, probably 20 or 25 years before they finally got around to replacing and putting that line, which is controlled by Long Valley when they expanded, because Long Valley had a similar situation where they had some pollution due to, again, a project that when the war was on, what they used to call the bomb plant over in that part of Long Valley contaminated the groundwater as well. And that's what started Washington Town's water system this direction. And then they came to Chester. So they've just finished that now. So all those houses now have water, city water. But
we have the records from the EPA and the DEP here for all of that landfill stuff.
Right. Well, so if you look back, you'll find if you go to the earlier part when it was Filiberto, that it was a very well-ran organization. And there was a lot of infighting with them too. I mean, back then the garbage business was a new entity, and there were other garbage people, and they used to fight back and forth over whose territory was what and argue, and some of them got pretty nasty because they say, well, I was privileged to be there and I was considered like family to all of the Filiberos because I grew up with the boys and the girl, both girls actually, and so they felt free to talk in front of me. But and I can remember a couple of conversations where we know that you're swapping license plates from truck one to truck two or whatever. I'm not that particular, and you're also, I think, doctoring some of the insurance bills, and we're telling you right now, either cease and desist with a section of somewhere that you're now collecting cars from, get out and give it back to us like we had it, or we're turning you into the state of New Jersey. So, and it worked with things like that. But I guess in any business there's rivalry where those things happen. But